What is up, ladies and gentlemen? X and Nod here, back with another video. Before we get into this topics, nothing on here is financial advice. It'd be cool if you please like, subscribe, and share this video. What I'm gonna get into is Nedbank. It's one of our hugest banks down here in South Africa, right? And in September, they did gear up towards the metaverse. They do have their own metaverse, making them become the first South African bank to go into the metaverse and Web 3.0. And there's a lot of other protocols, like we talked in the past with them working, probably potentially with Ripple and the the works, you know what I mean, like the CBDCs and stuff like that they have on the pipeline. But we're gonna go through this article and then I'm gonna link up a few things to see how liquidity and stuff will tie into this metaverse and customizing of property and stuff, right? So we see Nedbank secures village in the Bantu land, making it the first local bank to enter the metaverse. Now, Nedbank has announced that it has secured a 12 by 12 village, Bantu land, making it the first bank in Africa to join the metaverse. It's just to look at the partners. They join other prominent players in the industry, including DBS Bank, HSBC, JP Morgan, Fidelity Investments, who have entered the metaverse globally now. These are all partners and very close with RippleNet and also World Economic Forum, Moja Loop, and all these other people, right? The metaverse will include numerous experiences ranging from virtual gaming to sports lounge, right? So says Nedbank is part of the AfriRare, Africa's first metaverse and secure digital village in Abantu land. And it's interesting, Abantu is a Zulu word, but if you look at there's also Linux, Ubuntu, and I do think that's where they also managed to pull this off from, and because it is open source, I'm not I'm not sure if they worked with Linux or Ubuntu by any means, right? But potentially they did working with Sandbox and stuff like that. Right, creating experiences that go beyond banking has always been a focus for Nedbank. Our entry into the metaverse is not merely about having a presence in the space, it's about meeting the needs of our clients on platforms that resonate with them while offering an array of touch points that continue to demonstrate our commitment to lead in digital. So group for marketing and corporate affairs of Nedbank, Kinsani Nobanda, right? So they're saying they're still going to practically do the same stuff but gearing up towards the metaverse instead of helping clients. So the private wealth banking, uh, property bonds, mutual bonds, all those stuffs, uh, tokenization of all those things being done in the metaverse, and you know those kind of things which we've been discussing on this channel for a while as well. So and then just the same things again, as Netbank will remain at the forefront of technology that will enable the next wave of digital business models. So we're investing in Web 3.0 and the new open source technologies in which the metaverse is built. Okay, so they're saying Web 3.0 and the new open source technologies, which will be the IntelliJ protocol and all those stuffs, right? As open source. That's what they're talking about, and their bank. So where things are leading to in terms of a ripple effect, right? So it is important for us as Nedbank to continue leading and advancing our digitization journeys, which have already yielded excellent results for the group, and enable Nedbank to engage in the future digital marketplaces where we believe we will need to meet and service our clients, said Nedbank's Chief Information Officer Fred Swainpo. They have a few things that are going on. So we probably went through this article right now. Nedbank, I've not seen them directly linked with the stuff, right? But I do remember that they were on the project Goka list, right? And I did speak about Project Goka 1 mentioning Ripple and other projects as Hyperledger Fabric and stuff like that, which I do think they're also working with Hyperledger Fabric and they are partners with Deloitte as well. There's just I haven't seen some major stuff come out from the both of them, those two parties, like really putting out information, right? So the project Goka 2, which talks about the CBDCs, that's what we call it, shares, right? And then the South African Reserve Bank debenture on DLT and enabling two DLT-based payment options in the form of a wholesale central bank digital currency and a wholesale digital settlement token. So, uh, in terms, what's a settlement token, which gives instant settlement, straight away tells you that that's XRP, and you have your CBDCs, which I do believe that's going to be on the XRPL via you have the banks using the RippleNet software, right? And they have what the Intergovernmental FinTech Working Group, and then just to touch on, Deloitte has the support partner, and then you see the banks Absa fostering, and then we see Nedbank, right, working with the CBDCs. Right, so we see all these things that are happening here with the DLT. There's also the recorder here. So see, and they're very specific with the wording. Several central banks exploring wholesale CBDC and the impact of distribution ledger technology on financial markets in a manner that supports tokenization. And so they're telling it's not just about the CBDCs, but other tokens that will be facilitated onto the network. And so uh, PK2 aims to that. We will skip through some of the stuff. I will drop a link in the description box so you guys can read these stuff. So they also have private, as in permissioned and public networks, right? They're talking about. Just give me a moment. I think here the Goka Hub, DLT, time triggered protocol. So that's more to do with the XRP stuff that they do talk about. You guys can read this, right? So was used in the primary market, whereas Dolby token was used in the secondary market, which is also, I do believe that's also explaining a form of crypto, not only XRP, but other tokens that are on the secondary market, right? But most of the stuff does point to, Ripple and XRP. And just to take away, let's look at this diagram, right? The conceptual design of the project Coca 2 proof of concept DLT network, the world CBD zone, right? So you see you have R3 Coda, R3 Coda is working with, right? As we said, we'll go here quickly and then get back into that to go through the map as we know. R3 launches universal satellite application to facilitate global payments on Corda. XRP, the first settlement mechanism. So we know, as they saying here in the project Goka 2, they did say settlement token, and you can see R3 Coda being at the layer one part of it, and them mentioning XRP as the first settlement mechanism, right? So straight on point we have uh, XRP being there. As I'm just moving back and forth, right? We're seeing ownership, governance, and operator, the South African Reserve Bank. That's the central bank. Now, have you seen? There's the hub here, right? That's part of the crypto stuff in the secondary markets, right? But what do we see here is we see a software bridge, and there's only one thing when it comes to bridge currency. We do know that XRP is that bridge currency, as they say, software bridge between the hub and the CBDC. So if you swap between those two, and also cross-border payments and much more, right? The DLT network that they go about, and settlement banks and stuff there. So that's the banking side of things. Actually, both is the banking side, but one is more of the, you know, it's the hybrid concept that we're talking about when we move into this part now, where the Coca Hub DLT network enabled the issuance of trade in debenture tokens. The final design meant that it fulfills the role of a trading platform, decentralized securities depository, SSS, and elements of payment systems. The Coca Hub served as a TTP, enabling keyword interoperability with other DLT platforms such as the web zone through a software bridge. So keywords that they say hub and we say the software bridge. I do believe that'll be with Ripple and Liquidity Hub and all that stuff. As I just showed you the metaverse and what they plan on doing and facilitating that. Like when we talk about things like property and stuff like that being on, a lot of people talk about property in XRP, and we talk about XRP being liquidity. I do believe that when they move onto this, and they have, that's what I'm saying, that they're saying they're still working with their clients. So with that liquidity to build property in the metaverse and people like rent off and do those kind of stuff in the digital space, right? As we know where this digital age is taking off. All right, so then they have the WT token, the debenture token, a security token, Coca token. Now I have not seen something called Coca token. They just don't want to put the name of the specific token that they're working with, right? But we can see there's hints in this document to what they are particularly working with, right? So that's as far as that go with the DLT and enablement, and then DLT enabled delivery versus payment on a single network, and they're also talking about those two platforms, right? So then businesses and stuff like that. I think we covered most of the stuff. I'm gonna drop a link of this so you can go through this. There's a lot in this particular one, and I think I have gone and explained this before in the past. Just to touch on though, with Nedbank, because it's like a lot of people aren't aware of that. It actually is huge news, but people, they don't really see what's going on in South Africa when it comes to this technology. And it's coming back to R3, right? Being that universal settler, also part of Absa Bank, and Absa Bank's on that list. So we do talk about R3, the world's leading developer of enterprise blockchain solutions for business today, launched its new Corda settler, proposed to allow for payments raised around the Corda blockchain platform to be made through any of the world's payment systems, both traditional and blockchain based. XRP is the first globally recognized cryptocurrency supported by the settler, bringing Corda and XRP ecosystems into close alignment. And then you can see that the let's skip through this. Uniquely, the Corda settler verified that the beneficiary account was accredited to the expected payment automatically, updating the Corda ledger in the phase development. The settler will support domestic deferred net settlement and real-time gross settlement payments. The deployment of the Corda settler and the support for XRP is the first settlement mechanism as an important step in showing how powerful ecosystems cultivated two of the world's most influential crypto and blockchain communities can work together engine, chief technology officer R3, while the settler open to all forms of crypto and traditional. This demonstration with XRP is the next logical step in showing how widespread acceptance and use of digital assets to transfer value and make payments can be achieved, right? So they're telling you most XRP. So it's mostly based on that, and makes perfect sense. I do believe there's other cryptos in the space that will be winners, but it comes down to liquidity, and there's a shit show that's going on with exchanges and stuff like that, which we know, right? So, but we know it comes down to liquidity, and these banks need this liquidity to facilitate their metaverses and their clients and stuff like that. So, our three core are working with CBDCs and XRP, right? So we see where things are heading, and just to close it up. So it was really interesting, to see what they are doing, Nedbank, because they do have multiple partners and stuff like that globally. With a lot of companies that I've talked about in the past. Uh, yes, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and share the video. Uh, others. Alright, guys. Thank you. Bye.